My devious devotees, welcome back to another spine-tingling edition of Coffin Talk. Tonight, we turn our attention to a master of monstrous mayhem, a director whose work has brought terror, humor, and utter madness to our screens, Joe Dante. From the fur-covered frights of the Howling to the chaotic mayhem of Gremlins and the hilariously demented nightmares of the Burbs. Oh, and don't forget Piranha. That's fun to say. Oh, where was I? Joe Dante has masterfully blended horror, satire, and adventure in a way that few filmmakers ever could. Oh, you know what gets left on a lot of lists, Jodie? Matinee.
How could such a thing happen, Dr. Cabal?
The ant's saliva must have gotten into Bill's bloodstream and gone straight to his brain, just as the radiation, which is measured in units called Roentgens, was released.
And that's how he became a...
Mant.
Gotcha! For the kids of Key West, Florida, there was nothing scarier than a monster matinee.
Lawrence Woolsey, a master of movie horror, exterminates you with Mant.
The story of Mant is based on scientific fact, on theories that have appeared in national magazines.
But in the fall of 1962,
A series of offensive missile sites is now in preparation on the island of Cuba.
they got the biggest scare of all.
They're gonna bomb us?
The country is on red alert.
And what a perfect time to open a new horror movie.
That'd be the best show to take a girl to.
The whole world's gonna blow up anyway, so we should just do whatever we want.
You know, last guy she went out with in reform school.
He did teach me a lot.
What about?
About my body.
Think if the bomb were about to fall, she'd do it with me?
Wait till you see the feelers on this thing.
Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some of it's stage lighting, some of it's magic show stuff. But the big studios, none of them have anything like it. You never, ever turn one above 6.
This is it!
From Joe Dante, director of Gremlins.
You see what he's putting back? The showmanship.
The bombs are falling!
You think this is some kind of picnic for me?
I'm still concerned about that bomb thing.
Little question of taste.
No, but your younger patrons, you could have some seat wetness.
John Goodman,
I love this business.
matinee.
Man, I've seen this twice.
Oh, you have to check out Matinee. It's a delightful little romp set in the Keys during the Cuban Missile Crisis. But how did he become the legend we know today? How did he shape the genre? And what truly makes his films stand out? Tonight, dear friends, we dive deep into the horrific, humorous, and the downright weird world of Joe Dante.
Well, this is Chinatown. Well, it's not really Chinatown. It's Burbank. Chinatown in Burbank. And this is the first scene in Gremlins.
And as always, my eternally skeptical nephew Jodie is here to make sure I don't get too carried away. Or I carry someone else away.
Yeah, Uncle Vincent. We all know you'd crown Dante as the king of horror if you could.
But let's face it, his movies are fun and scary, but they're also totally nuts. Exactly. Madness is part of his brilliance. Now, let us begin our descent into Dante's world of weird. Roger Corman, a man who can make a monster movie out of pocket change and still turn a profit.
Piranha.
It was under his guidance that Dante honed his razor-sharp satire and love for old-school horror, but soon he would be ready to unleash his own nightmares upon the world.
Werewolf can change shape anytime it wants, day or night, whenever it takes a notion. Fire, it's the only way to get rid of the damn things.
Before the Howling, werewolf movies were tragic, but Dante's vision made them terrifying, grotesque, and, well, kind of witty, too. Yeah, and that transformation scene, still one of the creepiest and most painful-looking ones ever filmed. No easy CGI fixes, just pure nightmare fuel. True. True, Jodie. Oh, and I believe there's a little controversy there between Rob Bottin and Rick Baker, who actually came up with the process first. Oh, that'll be for another video, folks. Why is The Howling so legendary? Well, it's released the same year as American Werewolf in London, but took a grittier, darker approach. Special effects legend Rob Bottin created the groundbreaking werewolf transformations using practical effects that still hold up today. It also introduced a sinister cult of werewolves rather than just the lone tragic monster. It set the tone for modern werewolf horror, paving the way for future films. Next, let's talk about the Burbs.
Ray, this is Walter.
The Burbs.
And Paranoia perfectly. Tom Hanks in peak comedic form, surrounded by absolute lunacy. Suburbia's twisted into a nightmare where the neighbors become murderers. Dark humor mixed with genuine suspense. Oh yes, Suburbia, where nothing ever happens except ritual murders, disappearance, and a house full of body parts. Or maybe just really creepy neighbors. Either way, I'm never going next door to borrow sugar again. Yes. Small Soldiers, Dante's last big-budget horror comedy.
Man, they made it strong. They made it clever. They made it small. They made a mistake.
Major Chip Hazard reporting for duty, sir.
A darker spin on Toy Story. Military AI accidentally turns action figures into killers. Oh, and then you have Frank Langella as the heroic Archer. Tommy Lee Jones as the ruthless Chip Hazard. Oh, it's deep satire, mocking corporate greed and warmongering. Toy Soldiers Programmed to Kill, a brilliant blend of horror and satire. It's Child's Play meets G.I. Joe. Yeah, but somehow kinda sad. I mean, Archer was so cool. I would be remiss if we didn't explore explorers.
We launch.
Oh yes, one of Joe Dante's most underrated films, blending childhood adventure with bizarre sci-fi horror. A young Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix stars kids who literally build a spaceship. Starts as a whimsical adventure, but turns eerie when they encounter truly weird extraterrestrial beings. It was the Goonies, but with aliens and terrifying existential dread. And, like, kind of traumatizing. Those alien designs were so freaky. Oh, they were freaky. Now, let us discuss one of my favorite holiday movies, Gremlins.
Let them eat after midnight, because when they do, they change.
Rafe.
They become clever, mischievous.
What's going on here?
And dangerous.
Gremlins, huh? Little monsters.
Right. Hundreds of them. Well, I don't know, maybe thousands.
They've been here too. Billy, what are these things? Where do they come from?
Look, I know it sounds crazy, I know. But in a few hours, you're gonna have a major disaster on your hands.
Gremlins, directed by Joe Dante.
It was executive produced by Steven Spielberg, allowing Dante to bring his unique mix of horror and humor to the mainstream audience. It featured some of the most memorable creature effects of the 80s, created by Chris Wallace. It's a cute and cuddly pet story turning into a full-blown horror comedy. All criticism over its dark themes led to the creation of the PG-13 rating. Gremlins, a film that taught us the true horrors of holiday shopping. Cute, cuddly, and capable of absolute destruction if you break the rules. Jodie, never break the rules, Jodie. Gizmo might be the only horror movie character I'd actually want as a pet. Well, you know, if I could follow those ridiculous rules. I mean, really, does Eastern Standard Time or Mountain, how does the time zone thing work? Now, from werewolves to gremlins, from killer toys to suburban nightmares, Joe Dante has given us a lifetime of horror, laughter, and sheer madness. He's truly a master of the macabre. And let's not forget, he helped create some of the weirdest, most unforgettable horror creatures ever. And for that, we salute him. Until next time, my fiendish friends, stay spooky, stay sinister, and as always, check your neighbors' basements. Oh, Jodie, let's watch Matinee.